Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Stephanie, the creative girl behind the designs. If you're stopping by my channel for the first time, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notification alerts so you know when I post my next video. So I am hopping on today to share with you my craft project notebook, my old one, and then also you can join me in setting up my new one. So stay tuned. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of just walk you through a little bit of my old craft project notebook and then get my new one set up. As you know, if you follow me, I did grab the new Miss Maker notes, Happy Notes, classic size. I just couldn't pass up the fun design. And the quote just kind of put me in mind of my tagline already. So it was kind of like, you know, written in the stars, I guess you can say. And then of course there's the inside, which I loved all the discs. So this is going to be a fun setup. I also have, let me just show you quickly. I have some rainbow discs. If you can tell, on my old book, I did keep the rainbow discs. I liked it. And I think I'm going to keep that for this one. I have my past, I think it was what, 2020 Miss Maker name page, which is the cover page. I did keep it, and even though I don't have the planner anymore. And then I have some more of the project pages and then some of the Happy Planner project page filler paper. So let me just kind of put these aside a bit and let me show you quickly my current or existing craft notebook. Now, it's not fully set up anymore. I am in the process of getting my craft room more organized, and with that comes better notebook organization, a cleaning out of things, and then also it's for the exclusive purpose of giving you all a craft room tour of my IKEA craft room, which it finally came true in 2020. I was able to get all of the elements and I started piecing things together, and it's just come together so nicely. And if you are a planner or creative person, you know that your craft room never looks tidy. And that is real life. It's never tidy, but it's not. I want you to be able to see how I organize and what I do. It may inspire you in your creative room or space. So I kind of want to clean it up for you a little bit. So that's forthcoming. I have so many things in the works that this is now going to help me keep organized, because I do have still a planner that I need to do a flip through for you, which is the garden notebook. That's still coming. But again, I digress, but I just wanted to share with you that this is all about organizing. The more that you're organized and the better that you're organized, the easier it's going to be to be creative and know where to look to find what you need and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead, jump in, show you what is still currently in this notebook, and then we'll jump into getting this one compiled. So I need to move this a little more out of the way. Okay, so this notebook, I actually do not even remember what it was called. I think it may have been a planner. I'd have to look it up again. I will try and put the title of it in the description box. And of course, anything I can link for you, I will link in the description box below. So this is my craft room or craft project notebook. So when I first opened it, I had put in a Happy Planner sticky pocket, which these pockets were really great, but you had to make sure that you put them on a flat surface when you put them down, because it does kind of pull up the book a bit. But I still love it there. And I wish I could get it off, because I think it would look amazing on the inside of here, but that's another story. So I have a pocket folder for just quick notes I can, you know, kind of toss in there. I do have the Miss Maker folder, with a bunch of things stuffed in it. One of which is a very old, not very old, I shouldn't say very old. I had this desk set up and I've been meaning to finish the project paper for it. So again, that's in my to-do folder. I have some projects I had finished. I had last year, I believe it was, last Christmas, I had created this card using my Cricut. It was an exclusive card that I made in memory of both my mother and my mother-in-law, who passed my mother-in-law passed in November, and then my mother passed in December. So it was a big loss for both our families, and I just wanted to send everyone a sweet little card that, you know, kind of honored them. So that's what that was. So I do have a few things in here. I'm looking to find a way to better organize. Some of them are unfinished projects. But if we move over to my tabs, this came with 3 tabs. I want to say this was a notebook. If I look at yeah, I think this maybe was a notebook. I had 3 tabs, and then I added this 4th one, which is basically just a Post-it note flag. So I had in here, in the very beginning, I had project ideas, and in there was just some lined paper. I did take out what was in there because there are a few project ideas that I haven't done yet, and if I either share them on the blog or put them in the store, I just didn't want to have anything out there yet that hadn't been done. So I took those papers out, but it basically was just this. It was Happy Planner list paper that I would just jot down, and if I needed to, I would scratch out an idea or what have you. I could create my own, but I found that, you know, sometimes making something more complicated is just going to make it not fun to do or really won't stick with you. So that was my first tab. My second tab was project sheets, which, as you probably guessed, they included my project sheets. They were just basically extra sheets. Ones I could grab out. I had a mixture of both the Miss Maker project sheets and then also the Happy Planner project filler paper. So those were just purely there for me to grab out, and I can just kind of jot down ideas as I was jotting them down. So if I pulled out a piece of project paper to start off an idea, I would pull it out, start out the idea, and then I would put it back under here for project ideas. I would either put it behind the closest paper or I would put it at the end. So it just gave me an idea of what I had already started writing so that I didn't duplicate my work. Then I had finished projects, which plain and simple were finished pages. So this includes some of the pages. I was including them in my Frankenplanner setups over the years, and I kind of want to go through those planners now, pull them out and get them in here, but for now, this is all I have. So just a tab. I had, you know, written it all out. I would design it out. You know, I had Christmas cards, micro notes, you know, my vintage paper bag, a unicorn planner setup I made for my daughter. So, you know, those were just completed pages. And then the 4th tab that I added in was to separate out the projects that were meant for the Behind the Design store. So the online shop is something that, you know, like this is out there right now, which is the name page for the Happy Planner. You can pick your font. So, you know, I was just putting into a separate tab the things that I was using for the store or that had been put in the store, which may give me some ideas, you know, for maybe jotting down extra notes, you know, that kind of thing. Then I had a tab which just held in it extra paper. Now this was the paper I believe that came in this notebook. I think all I did was maybe changed out the discs. Again, this has been in, I've had different notebooks over the years. I've had the Happy Planner as the notebook for my craft projects. So, you know, this dates back prior to, I mean, I started planning again in Happy Planner in like 2015-16. So probably by about 2018 was when I really started organizing my projects. So there's a lot out there, but this was my setup, and I would change it from year to year. It really just depended on if I liked a notebook better than the other. And in this case, I just really loved the quote on the front of this, which talked about creativity. And that was when I moved everything over into here. So what I will likely do is I will retain this for my archived pages. So anything that was archived that's been done, I will probably go ahead and put in here. So that then leads into the new book. So I'm just going to put this one aside. Okay, so let me get untangled here. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to change out the discs. While I love these discs, they're not like a bright yellow, they're kind of like a gold. I don't know, I just prefer the rainbow. And plus it helps me identify in my row of planners which one is my project book. So I am going to go ahead and just start pulling this apart. And I'm probably going to pull out the discs too and make sure I get them set up so that they're in the current pattern. I don't want to change the pattern. So I'm just going to kind of set these off. Sometimes, you know, when you get the rainbow discs, you know, when you use them, you pull them out, you use them, they kind of just get messed up and like the colors aren't in the right order. I don't know why, I just like them in the order that they came in. So I've gone ahead and done that because I'm going to get my cover on first on the discs because that's the most important part. And what I may do is just keep because I am going to need to filter out some of the notebook paper. I may keep that on the discs temporarily. It seems like that might be a good fit to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting these discs on, and then I can start filling it up. So we have, I'm just going to go right down the line. Everyone has a method to their methodology for putting on the planner discs. Let's see, I've got blue, purple. I just didn't necessarily have, when I'm doing it on my own, I kind of just do the same thing. So, and I may switch these up because I'm ending in a yellow and I don't know if I like that. You know what? I'm going to leave it like it is for now. I'm not going to fuss about it. If it really bugs me after I get it all put together, I'll, off camera, I'll go ahead and change up the discs on their own. That's not anything that I need to kind of keep you on the line for. Okay, so the first thing, I do like the disc cover, like when you first open it. So again, I may not keep this in there. I don't know just yet. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Now, for my tabs, I'm not going to label them just yet, only because I may switch them up from what they were before, because again, the finished projects, I tend to keep in the planner until, I compile everything. So I'm not going to label them today, but I will absolutely share with you whatever I change them out to be. And I may change up the, insides as I get working in it. I think bottom line is, no matter what I'm doing, absolutely my first tab will probably always just be ideas, only because it just makes sense. So this one I'm going to keep in here as well. And again, this is just the old Happy Planner. I was considering flipping it over, but then the font would be upside down and I didn't want to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting in some of these papers. I won't be opening the project paper because I'm going to pull out of the old one the papers that were not used. And that will like retain space or open up space for putting in all the retired pages that have already been completed. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So, and this is all part of course, one of the project sheets will be my craft room redo, which I have yet to, I have pictures, progress pictures, but I haven't actually documented anything. So I'm just looking at my papers. So the project paper we're not going to use. I am going to pop this in there, but I'm going to separate it. So I think what I'm going to do to keep it easy enough to, I'm going to pull this out. This is going to go in the front. Hopefully I'm not, there we go. I think I'm in frame now. I needed the project sheets. And again, I don't need all of these in here. I mean, I think I put a whole packet of them in here. I don't need all of them. I'll take like 4 from each color. So we have teal or blue. I'm not sure what it's called. Let's see, purple. And by having these in between the old Missmaker checklist and the Missmaker project sheets, it'll just be easier to find it. And I may even put a tab in that defines it even more. I mean, I could put it down at the bottom, which I may do. Okay, so green, and then we had the pink. All right. So that's going to be good enough for now. Oops, I think I ripped that one. I can fix that off screen or off film, camera. I always say film, but you know, it's video, not film. You know that. Okay, and then I'm going to put these in there, which are just the old Missmaker project sheets, which are actually, you know, I like that there's a difference. So like when I'm going to be doing a project that involves, that isn't quite planned out yet, but involves, you know, a budget, I will pull out the Missmaker for, and if it's just a, you know, and you can put like that same information on the Happy Planner. I just found this one is more, it's more nice to be able to document like the projects with photos. So this might be like what I begin working with it as, and then it ends up with this. It all depends on what the project is. And I had considered, so then we had finished projects, which are going to stay in here. I am going to pull this back over. And you know what? I think I'm going to use this too. I think I just solved my own problem. Okay. And then I'll just, again, set all this aside. Other than the Missmaker paper, because I'm going to still use some of that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, since this says extras, the Missmaker tab, and it has the checklist layout, which these are nice, and I'm going to share with you a way to use this paper, or, you know, it doesn't have to even be Missmaker. It could just be the checklist paper to track projects. That's coming soon. Let's see. I am going to pull out, or not pull out, but move. So these are going to all be my extras. And then right when I start the project papers is when I'm going to put this in there. I like having this in here. Even though it's not extra, I mean, it is extra paper. It's just the project paper. And then this will go at the very back like it was. I am going to pull over the folder. I don't know if I'm going to put that in the front or the back. I haven't quite decided yet. All right, so for sure we're going to do the list paper in the front. And I don't worry about the details of, you know, does this list paper, you know, go with this or that. I pulled it because it had the rainbow bullet points on it. And of course the polka dot edge, which I love that. So I am still going to keep the front as my master project list. Even though I keep it in my planner, my Franken planner, I'm thinking of, to stay organized, I may pull it back over here. More to come on that. So this will be my list. And then let's see, I have an empty one. I have 2 empty ones. So maybe what I'll do is, I think what I may do is have an in progress. So let's move, let me take this one. And I think I'm gonna make that this. So I would basically end up labeling that this. I may not even have to do a label. And then in this side, for now, I'm gonna put some paper, but I think this will end up becoming the in progress. So I'm just gonna throw in some paper. Maybe too much I grabbed at once. If there's one thing it's just like the stickers. We tend to grab a lot of paper. We grab all the paper, just like all the stickers. And I found that it just seemed like, I had all these stickers, which again, as you know, is use the stickers. But I'm thinking I'm on this for using the, use the paper. I have a lot of paper. So I think that's where I'm at with it for this year. So let me go back and let's do a quick walkthrough. It's going to be a quick video. And then hopefully it will inspire you to get your craft projects organized, or to create a notebook that helps you get organized, whatever you need to organize. And I'm loving these discs. I don't know what it is. I love the rainbow discs, but I love it with the cover. It picks up all the color of the cover. A little tongue-tied there for a minute. And then, of course, I have this beautiful quote that just, I see create and beautiful, and it just reminds me of my tagline. So I will open, I have a hello page that I may or may not keep. I'll decide on that later. But I do like that it has this, but I also like that this matches this. So we'll see. I had it, so I pulled it out. We will have in the first tab, I should say, the first tab is going to be my master project list. This is going to include, literally a bullet list. It's going to be any ideas I want to sketch out. I'll grab my project paper, I'll pop it in here, I can sketch out my ideas. Even if it means grabbing some of this paper, whatever I need to get that idea down. Sometimes, I have an idea and then it just gets kind of lost because I didn't write enough about it down on paper. So that's what this is going to be, master list and project ideas. Sketch it out. My next tab is going to be in progress. So this, once I have down the solid idea, I know what I'm doing, what I need, or even if I have all the elements, the project paper will move over to here because it will now become an active project for me in which I will be working on to complete it. The goal is always to complete it. And whether I keep it in here or I archive it directly over to the archived binder, which now is my old craft project notebook, that remains to be seen. I'll see how it goes as I work in this. And then from here, I'll either keep the finished projects and move this back to the end, or this will just remain as it is, which is basically all the projects for the store. Again, I'm going to kind of work in it, and that's kind of how I put things together. When I'm organizing something, I have a general idea, and I will put it together, and then I will kind of work with it. And if it's working for me, and I don't feel I need to change anything, then I know what I'm doing, and it's a solid plan. So that's why I'm kind of like saying this tab may be this or that. Some of them are definite, and then others I may change them up a bit. So then I'll go into my extras, which will basically be all my paper. I'll have a extra papers tab, which again still has that Telltale Miss Maker theme to it. And behind that will just be all my extra project goal papers. And I will be moving over to this folder as well, or binder as well, the folder. So I am going to pull over the Miss Maker folder. I do want to go through some of the things in it first and make sure that, you know, had I completed it, is it still something I'm going to do, that kind of thing. So that will come over as well. And although it was in the beginning of the old one, I think I'm going to put it in the back of this new one. So, in a nutshell, this is my craft project notebook 2023, and going forward, as this gets full, I will archive to my older book, but this is going to help me stay organized, and I'm super excited to start working in it. I have all these ideas. I do have even a craft room modification that I will mention in the video when I do that. My goal is to get that video done this month, so stay tuned. That will be forthcoming. So I hope I have inspired you to do something creative today and every day, and that it has inspired you to create your beautiful life, one plan or one notebook at a time. Thank you for watching.